Hey, what's up, man? We're
Hey,
live.
what's going on? I actually listened to your preview today.
Yeah, I was trying to stumble through game by game. I've had a horrible allergy thing going on down here, so trying to deal with that.
Are you going to the game tonight?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
It was
That's
pretty.
proof I was listening to you, though. You said you might
Uh,
might hop on down there.
I'm still thinking about it. Yeah, no, you do. You were there. Um, so yeah, man, a lot of this slate is so out of control. I think it's either going to be very high scoring or very low scoring, which I would say it seems like it's going to be the highest scoring slate ever. But at the same time, we have a lot of guys who are going to be chalk now that definitely have some variance.
Catch me up to speed.
So Jalen Duren is out for Detroit. Everybody looks pretty good in that game anyway. And now Jalen Duren is out. By the way, I think the spread has dropped like by 5 points today or something, which I bet the under at 222 and a half. Anyway, but so Bagley is going to look like the best play on the slate. I'm going to play him. Isaiah Stewart is going to look like a great play. I'm probably going to play him. Asar Thompson is probably a better play. I'm going to play him probably, a good amount. It's just a bump for everybody because Duren gets every rebound. The minutes and the pricing of these guys, it just sort of opens things up. The thing that is worrisome is Detroit's depth at the front line and at the guard. They could start Ivy and just play Stewart at the 5. So it's sort of like we need their starting lineup before we can really make some decisions. But I still think Bagley's a good play whether he starts or not. And I think Wiseman, if Bagley starts, is a good pivot. But I think that's where you're starting the slate is with this value, right? And then on the other side, you've got Shaden Sharp already looks like a great play. I have no problem playing a bunch of Shaden Sharp. I have no problem with it's not even revenge exactly, but I have no problem playing Jeremy Grant. A competitive game back in Detroit where he already projects really well. On the other side, that's another guy you could use to run it back. And then DeAndre Ayton looks really good, although I'm not as into Ayton myself. But if you wanted to include Brogdon, Scoot Henderson, all those guys are interesting to make that a little bit of a mini game stack. And that's sort of, for me, where the slate begins, that's that game.
Couple of things, I guess. It's good that it's a 7 o'clock game, so we get those starting lineups before we have to make a decision there. So what I did was, again, I didn't update the projections yet because I just refused to do it till 6:30 because it's just going to too much work just for it to have to change.
100% on these kind of sites, you can't do it. Yeah.
So, but I ran it just a regular build just on what I have now, and I just wanted to see like if the guys you mentioned showed up in there, and you basically hit on all of it. Like I have that. I was gonna ask you why these guys were top owned, but you just did it. So I have right now like Marvin Bagley almost like 100% of lineups. And then other guys you mentioned. Did you? I presume you mentioned Ben Simmons, but I have him.
I actually didn't get into anything else. I was just talking about the Detroit.
Right, I forget it for a second.
Yeah, I've got him 40%.
All the other guys, all the other guys from that game that you mentioned, Sharp, Jalen Johnson. He's not from that game, right?
Yeah.
DeAndre Ayton, you mentioned him. Isaiah Stewart, I see him. So yeah, so all those guys are kind of showing up. The one guy that I don't see that I'm gonna take a good look at is the pivot you had, the big guy. What's his name? Wiseman.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, it really depends on who's starting. You sort of want the other big starting, so that way it sort of lets them know that you're going to play both of them. But if like they decide to start Ivy or Burks or something, then it kind of makes it a little bit tougher for Wiseman.
On FanDuel, I'm actually getting more Scoot Henderson than on DraftKings.
By the way, Brandon Ingram is out again.
He is out. Okay.
So that's going to be, McCollum. Now I have to change.
And that rookie too, right? The Hawkins.
You'd assume that it would be Jordan Hawkins again, who I played the other night. Jordan Hawkins, Zion. Man, they don't have anybody physically. That Zion should go nuts. I love Chet. I'm the biggest Chet guy, but how is that good matchup going to work? This guy weighs like 150 pounds more than him. I mean, they don't have anybody else who can match up physically with him. I guess they can bring in Olivier Sarr.
Oh, but remember that guy? He's still in the league, huh?
Oh my God, we had people asking on opening night about Olivier Sarr, and I was like, oh my God, where is this coming from? But this is actually a night where he might get run. I'm not going to play him. Obviously, it's too big a slate, but it's, Dyson Daniels becomes a sneaky value upside play. But McCollum, Zion, and Joval. I mean, this size is the weirdest thing that you're ever going to see. You have one team that's small and quick, and another team that has literally two guys that outweigh everybody else on the court by 100 pounds, like Zion and Joval. So I'm going to make that more of my priority is to get, well, not more, but I'm going to make that a priority to play at least one of the McCollum, Zion, Joval, and then you have some blowout run and regular run for Hawkins. He should get run either way. So I like that. Gafford is out, which basically means we have the same thing from Washington that we had the other night. It also means I need to get Gafford out of my lineups. So what that means is basically assuming that they do the same thing, and maybe they won't because Atlanta plays with a big. One, especially, well, Atlanta's bigs are more in play. But Koulibaly would be a fringy play, but a guy you could throw in at 4K at small forward because that small forward position is not – you have the power – you're going to have double power forwards in your forward spots, almost all across the board, whether it's Stewart or Collins or Bagley, they're just all – that's the spot, the Jalen Johnson, that spot's locked up. So small forward, Koulibaly is an interesting large field play in the game with the highest total, I believe. So that's basically what that means.
So last time – Gafford was out.
Halliburton's out. Now we have to redo everything.
Okay. We'll get to that in a second. But last time Gafford was out, people were speculating first it was going to be Muscala, right? But then they started Avdia at the 5, right? Is that what happened?
They started, yeah. Wait, Avdia, you're talking about Washington? Well, yeah, they call Kuzma at the 5, whatever. They just started Koulibaly instead. That's basically what they did. I don't know if they'll do that again. But it's something to keep an eye out for.
So it's TJ McConnell night. Is that what you're saying? Is that
it's about to be TJ McConnell night, I'm pretty sure.
Huh.
But the question is that the right guard? And what else can we do? Because that Halliburton usage is monstrous. I mean,
you think the Benedict Arnold? You think he's got a shot?
I think Mathurin. So now that becomes so along with Detroit, that becomes probably the next priority. Yeah. So it would be Mathurin. I really I want to play Aaron Nesmith. I just can't trust any of the minutes. I think the upside is great here, and I think he'll take a ton of shots against his former team. I just don't know if I can get him in. Is that the problem is that, you know what? Maybe this is not as big of it's such a big thing, but like they have a ton of guys who can sort of split the role, and none of them are cheap, Mathurin is probably the best bet for who's going to look like a great projection play in a few minutes.
Right.
And Bruce Brown. So Mathurin and Brown, let's call that the priority from that for right now. Okay. So one Indy, one of the Pels. More importantly, one of the bigs in Detroit, at least. I haven't even gotten into the plays that I like tonight to get different. This is just going to be, we're just figuring out what the chalk's basically right now. Mathurin just got ruled in. Yeah, he was. I thought he was in. So it's a lot of stuff. LeVert, a game time decision. So we're just figuring it out, guys, as we go. As we're used to in the NBA. This is it. Like this is us figure it out as we go. And that's how you can win at these games. And the Sheets talked about this Sims the other day. Hey, run all the Sims and stuff you want. It's gonna keep changing constantly. Trendon Watford is now. Why is Trendon Watford projecting so high? I just don't understand.
Is he starting?
No, but he hasn't played a minute yet. And there must be some coach speak that I'm missing. Dayron's still in. That I have Dayron, and not starting.
I wouldn't. I would just wait on looking at any projections right now.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I mean, I would say that Bagley, I think either way, is going to look like a pretty damn good play, if he starts.
Yes.
But I think that's what you focus on is these teams that are short. And then I want to mention the plays that I like. Okay, these are the plays that I'm going to end up with some. I really like Şengün tonight. I really like. You know who I really like tonight? And it's Sheets. I've been waiting for this matchup. I've been waiting for the situation. I mean, it's. I don't care. It's a back-to-back. Why is Russell Westbrook not a great play? He's 7,100. He's going to put up over 50 fantasy points today. I'm telling you.
Kawhi is out, correct?
No, Kawhi is in.
Oh, I thought he was doubtful. Okay.
He was. Yeah, it was a BS doubtful. I was at the game last night. First of all, he played one of the worst games I've ever seen a star play. I think he had like 4 points. It was one of the worst games for a while until the Clippers went nuts in the third quarter. They scored like 45 points.
Dude, freaking Orlando backed off at the end. They stopped trying. I lost the monster by like just a couple of points last night on FanDuel.
Oh, for the 10K one?
Yeah.
Oh shoot!
I had all 3 dudes from Orlando. I had Wagner.
They just couldn't make a shot.
Banchero and Suggs. They did fine, but they needed to stay in the last 4 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Like it was a sheet slate. It was like you needed like 200 for first.
It's true. We'll get to the McConnell stuff, guys. I want to see how the projections run before I answer those questions. But damn, that's a bummer. It would have been nice to get that one.
Yeah.
Where'd you end up? 5th?
Something like that. And I got 4th in the MLB showdown for like 4K.
Oh, nice. That's awesome,
dude. I got a super clutch. Like I had the Haney win like locked up, so I knew I had like 4 points ready for me later. And then I had and I was behind a couple of guys, and I had Perdomo with a really clutch 2-run single in the 9th to move me from like 20th to 4th. It was really good.
That's awesome. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. Just double checking a few things.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wait for the Indiana thing to update. We don't even know who's starting yet for them, right? Oh, or did they say?
No, they haven't said. I'm trying to figure it out as we go.
Right.
Oh, thanks a lot, whoever that is. I don't know because the initials, but I'm glad that worked out.
Yeah, I'm looking at Jordan Hawkins is getting a good projection. Yeah, look at this Trenton Wofford, huh?
I'm trying to figure out where this is coming from exactly.
Well, SaberSim, I didn't look at the other sites yet, so I don't know. It could be
SaberSim loves him for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I honestly am trying to figure it out. Like, I don't know. That's a little bit of a baffler to me. Thanks a lot. Appreciate the kind words, guys. All right, let's see. If TJ starts, is he a plug and play?
I wouldn't go so much to say he's a plug and play.
No. I don't think he is, whether he starts. Yeah, I don't. But I think I'm going to play a lot. I mean, probably. But like, why? Like, they've been giving less run to him. Nembhard can play the 1. Kind of a spot where they might let him do his thing. Like, they're probably going to get smoked. I don't know.
I got to check.
Bruce Brown and Mathurin feel like the right plays to me. But I'm worried about the game getting out of control now and that costing Bruce Brown. I think Lonnie Walker is fine. I don't think he's the play. Like, I think he's totally a good play, but like, I don't think he's like the play that he was before with these other guys. He's a speculative play. I have him currently in a lineup. It's probably going to change once we get some updated projections and we hear who else is starting and all that stuff.
Yeah. Did you look at the? Did you do any football stuff? I didn't do anything because I'm getting
not yet. I just didn't have a chance today. I was working on some site stuff.
A lot of quarterbacks done. We don't even know who's playing yet. I mean, there's all kinds of.
Yeah, it's getting to be that time of year in the NFL too.
Everybody's getting hurt. I mean,
I know it just happens. Let
me see if a couple of projections are updated here.
It's still not like there's anyone with these absurd. Point per. We don't have like a 9x projected.
Right. No, definitely not.
So it's everybody.
If they announce for sure that Bagley's starting, that'll probably
be the. But
thing.
It's not even a guarantee though. Like it really, Wiseman, Stewart.
No, I'm just saying what the projection is going to look like.
Right. I get you. Also, like extremely possible foul trouble for a guy.
So TJ McConnell is getting a.
Yeah, I've got him with a good projection as well. Jordan Hawkins. I've actually got Jordan Hawkins. Yeah.
Lonnie Walker. You like Lonnie Walker tonight?
He was already in a good play for me. Yeah. Is somebody else out for Brooklyn that just got announced or something?
It's possible, right? I mean, I don't know.
We know that Dinwiddie's out, but like I'm trying to figure out. I feel like there's an extra guy out. Like, why is Dinwiddie out and making Trendon Watford so desirable? Like, I don't.
Is Day'Ron Sharpe out or something? I mean, like,
that's what I was trying to figure out. And even that, he only played 10 minutes in the last game. They're playing like they're going to have to put a big man probably at some point.
How do you spell his last name? Watt? Watford?
No, just WAT.
Yeah, this other place has him with
I'm missing something.
17 fantasy points in 17.8 minutes.
Okay, well, he can come and get me if he wants to at the moment. And he's like one of my guys too. That's the thing that's crazy. DSJ feels reachy at this point.
Oh my God, I haven't heard that name in a while.
But it was weird because early on, without the before you see the value, and by the way, DSJ is out, by the way.
Oh, right.
But I was actually DSJ being out. That's the reason. That makes some sense, but still it doesn't have to go to Watford. Like, I don't understand. These are point guards. You know what I mean? Like, you hear me, Sheets? I know that they have a bunch of guards, but like, it's just strange when a point guard's out. Like, all of a sudden, the center who hasn't played all year gets the best projection.
Yeah, wait a minute.
It seems a little bit odd. I'm not saying it's not even right. It doesn't work out that way, and they are short of bodies. They're probably going to get rolled by Miami tonight, but I don't understand why Miami's only favored by 7. That seems like I missed that bet earlier. Miami should be favored by like double digits here.
It looks like
back to back. That's why.
Is Trae Young out or no?
No, he's in.
Okay.
I like DeJounte Murray though a lot too. He's another one of my guys tonight that I'm getting different. Like DeJounte Murray, Russell Westbrook, Şengün, Anthony Davis. I'm still going to play a lot of Bones Highland.
I was just looking at him as you said that. It's so funny.
Yeah, I don't really care what the results end up being at the end of the night. It's just that I see that guy on the court. Like, he's starting as a guard, and he will take any time he gets a chance to shoot, and he'll create, and he's active. He's definitely in play, and this is an important game. I know it's a back-to-back for them, but like, they're playing the Lakers. Like, this is a big deal for them.
I'll tell you, I can't.
I think Dwight Powell's okay to answer that question. Sorry, Shoots.
The Bones Highland going back to Denver game is going to be fun.
Yeah. Well, by then it'll be Harden starting, so it's not going to matter. He's gonna get bumped down a little bit when Harden comes back.
Maybe he'll tell Harden to sit that day or something.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure he won't mind.
Yeah.
He sits every other day.
Yeah. There's not a lot of great strip clubs in Denver, though.
Yeah. Fair. I have to run for 1 second. I'll be back in just a second. Sorry about this. We're still waiting on some projection stuff. If you have anything you want to add there, Sheets, though, I'll be back.
Yeah, I'm just trying to update projections as these are coming across here. Want to see what it looks like and what the Pelicans look like. Quite honestly, this is one of the slates where I actually benefit from just letting the projections guide me, sort of, because there's so much stuff going on. And it's hard to keep track of all of it. So I'll update the projections, I guess, now. There's nothing else really to wait on, I think. As long as the Pacer stuff is coming in, as long as the Pelican stuff is coming in, and we have the stuff that we need. I guess we'll do one more set here, and then I'll run them. Let me see questions coming up in here. Let's see, live chat. Can you play Bagley with A. Thompson? Oh, the O'Shea Thompson. I don't think that I don't think that it matters with the price here.
Can you play Bagley with Thompson? Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that was a quicker way of saying what I was struggling to say just now.
Yeah. No, I just was reading the question as I popped back in here. Yeah, so we'll probably be here for another 12 minutes. I do advise everyone, if you're a premium member, make sure you're in the premium Discord. There's a lot of stuff that happens late. We've nailed a few things. The late swap the other night is what got me third and almost won me that 100K.
To what? What did you swap to?
So I swapped Jordan Hawkins.
Oh, okay.
He was projected to play like 3 minutes, and then they started him, and
that's all you need.
And Ingram was out, so I switched my lineups, but the one with him also I switched to getting a little bit of the Memphis stack with Luka, like the Dallas and Memphis stack, but I used Marcus Smart, who was like 3% owned.
That's funny, K9. I was getting to a little of Jalen Smith is out.
So okay, Indiana is in a weird spot. The problem is they have too many bodies. Like, is Jordan Nwora going to pop up all of a sudden? Like, I mean, they've got like 12 guys even after announcing everybody being out. Like, at least they might have 14 still. They have more guys on the screen on the NBA page than like anybody does. It's bizarre. Ben Simmons, yes, Ben Simmons a good play. I'm a little worried about that game, though, I have to say. A little worried. Feels like a Miami onslaught to me, but I don't know.
Let's run what I have right now. So the Indiana is going to change now, right? Is that the story? With that dude out? The big?
Well, I don't know what's going to change that much with him being out. It's just more the number of bodies maybe gets more, condensed. But they still have so many, is what I was saying.
Yeah. No Halliburton. And they didn't announce whether TJ McConnell was started or anything?
No, we don't have any starting lineups, I don't think yet. Let me just double check. No official lineups yet. Really fun day.
Fun.
Would I still play Cam Thomas? Yes. I have Cam Thomas like 25%. I have Ben Simmons like 25%. I'm just a little worried about that game. I think if you're going to play those guys together, though, if you want a great run back, I bet you a lot of you can't guess who's the league leader in minutes played.
Cam Thomas?
No, it's Tyler Hero.
I like that.
And if you want to play those Brooklyn guys, if you're going to play 2 or 3 of them, throw in that Tyler Hero. And look, it may not work tonight. It's going to work way often enough for a guy who's going to be completely unowned and has gotten there basically every game and has put up a 47 and a 51 already. No one's going to play him. But again, no one's going to play Westbrook either. Right. There's a lot of good plays. Cam Thomas and Tillman. Tillman, like I said, to Cam Thomas, I'm still in on. The Tillman one, I just can't see doing it on this slate. Like, I don't have an issue. I'm big on Tillman in general, but like, I just don't see the reason to do that on this slate. Like, I think it's a reach. And I think that if I was going to play anyone, I'd probably rather play Kessler on the other side. Walker Kessler is going to have some absolutely massive games soon. He just had a big game against Jokic. The guy is really talented. It's just going to take a little bit of time. So guys who I was going to play, who are probably going to make the way out for me for the most part, like Talen Horton-Tucker, I was going to play more of. I'm probably not going to play as much anymore. Probably not going to play as much John Collins.
Yeah, those guys just aren't going to do it today, I don't think.
Yeah, and I think they're okay. They're all fine, you know. So Bagley and Hawkins, SaberSim has as the best point per dollar projection.
Yeah. Pretty much across the board right now.
Yeah. But I like using these guys and then finding two different plays. So like I'll have the chalk, but I'll have like a DeJounte Murray and Jordan Poole.
Right.
Know?
Yeah.
People are going to play Jordan Poole, and I get the 1%er there. That's my way of getting different. That's what basketball is. Like you can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's every now and then you can get a game stack at a very like everybody's low owned, but it's really hard to do it where everybody is like 1%. Get two different plays. Brogdon's fine. Like he's another one of the many guys today that are fine. I would probably want a little bit more upside, but I have a little bit of them. Another guy who's going to fall by the wayside again is a Kongwu, by the way.
I was just looking at him.
Yeah. But I would like some starting lineups before I made my final decisions on that, Like if Bagley doesn't start, there is a little bit of a different slate.
Yeah.
I think Dyson Daniels is interesting as a pivot off of Jordan Hawkins, who I imagine will have some ownership. I nailed it last night while we were on air, and I didn't play it though. I said this Craig Porter Jr. is the only other guy who can create shots for them.
Yeah, that you were right.
And he did. Andrew Martin wants to know cheap small forward. So, all right, this is how cheap are we talking? So like Herb Jones is at 5K. Koulibaly would probably be the best point per dollar guy at 4K. Along with Ben Simmons and Shaden Sharp, but those are the guys you'd consider, and then you maybe use some David Roddy. There's a chance that the NBA's the projections are just sort of underestimating David Roddy, especially because they're going to get blown out sometimes here. But he's like, he's put up 27 and 20 in his last two games. He's 3,800. He's active. He played 28 minutes in the last game. It's Utah. They'll need size if any foul trouble, which is going to happen with one of Tillman or Jackson almost all the time. I just think it's a good, like, those are the guys you're looking at. It's not, I would be, I prefer the Bagley value, but small forward is specifically not like conducive to really, really good value today. So I would probably just include those guys. I'm going to be mostly in the Shaden Sharp, Ben Simmons, Asar Thompson range myself.
I'll tell you. What's that?
He's saying Kachin versus I don't know who that is.
Kashin? I don't know.
Kawhi. Oh.
Kawhi?
He wrote Kachin and then he wrote again Kachin. No problem, Nick. Straight up, I think you have to say Kawhi, but like, what is the price difference on FanDuel? Like, are they the same price? No way. Jaylen Brown was super cheap. I mean, Kawhi, for what it's worth, like the eye test was pretty awful. It was about as bad as someone could look. I don't know if I realized before that, I don't know if I've ever watched Kawhi Leonard play poorly in my entire life. And he was.
I mean, you see him not play sometimes. But.
Yeah, I see him not play all the time, but he's 8,200 on FanDuel. That's the other game I would get after. I would play Kawhi. I like the idea of playing Kawhi. I like the idea of playing Anthony Davis. I like the idea of Paul George, who looks awesome, by the way. I like the idea of Westbrook. I like the idea of Bones Highland. I like the idea on the other side of little LeBron James. D'Angelo Russell is a good play, 6,100. Christian Wood. These guys, that's a game like, so you take these main Detroit, New Orleans situations, you take the Brooklyn situation, you take the Indy situation, you take that and make like 5 guys that are even as chalky as you want. And then you find the right mix with the Clippers and Lakers, or you find the right mix with the Şengün, Murray, and Jordan Poole. That's the way I'm treating this slate. Does that make sense, Sheets?
Yeah.
Kevin Love is now out. Okay.
What?
What does that mean? Miami is
what
going.
What does that mean to the average man?
So, well, they had Bam out last night, and Thomas Bryant started. I don't think they're going to start Thomas Bryant alongside Bam. I think that it's the sneaky play will be Jaime Jaquez,
who
I love, a UCLA guy. He's a great player. He's going to be great. I think I would probably ignore the Kevin Love being out, except for maybe. I don't even know. I really don't know who gives a boost to. I guess we'll see who starts. If Josh Richardson starts, I guess he's in play. Hartenstein 30 out of nowhere, man. James, you got to get used to it, bud. This is what he does. Hartenstein's name of the game is 5 fantasy points, 40 fantasy points. Like
in 24 minutes.
And sometimes in like 10 minutes, he has like 25 fantasy points, you know? I think Kuzma is, I agree with that completely. Kuzma is a good play. I think you have to worry about Washington every time they play that they could get run out of the building. And it's just something to consider.
I tell you, I'm gonna run because I got to eat, and then I also have some other things I have to do. I will. I'll catch you up probably. I'll catch you up at some point over the weekend.
All right, sounds good, man. Good luck to everybody out there, and I'll be in the Discord all night. Good luck, guys.
See you later.